I've got the looks that drives you go wild. I've got the moves that really move 'em. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak whenever I'm around. They see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy.
All right, got one and then upload on
I'm not your boy toy. Ain't your heart out, girls? Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Booting up Smart Mark system. Microphones check. Soundboard check. Recording and streaming software check. Production sheets check. Smart Mark hosts check. All systems are a go. Tuesday Night Smackdown, you are clear for broadcast.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Turn it up! Turn it up!
Adam! Adam!
Good evening and welcome to Smarkdown. We actually have a good show tonight. Lots of storylines happened on SmackDown. Not too many matches, but a lot of storylines were given. Tonight's hosts, I am the educated Adam Baum. Joining me is the illustrious Stone Age Steve Awesome, the utterly inundated Medine.
What the fuck did you just call me?
And our board operator.
I push illustrious is like the best things ever said about me, so I'll take it.
And joining us once again as our guest host tonight is Colonel Memphis. That is our correspondent, Bob, live from the banks of the Mississippi. Welcome back, good sir. Bob, are you there?
Hey, yeah,
Can you
live from the banks of the Mississippi River.
Yeah, why not? Memphis is
I'm a hobo.
No,
Right next door to Arkansas.
come on.
In a van down by the river.
Just like when everybody thinks that I'm from New York City when I say New York, just same thing. Memphis, banks of the Mississippi. It works.
Hey, just a quick thought. Y'all, I can barely hear anything you're saying.
Okay, well, I will look at our board operator, and he will try and fix that for you. Tonight, very quickly, before we get into housekeeping notes, I'm going to do a little quick rundown. We got the Mud Report. We're going to do This Week in Wrestling History. We got our 3 key ingredients, best and worst. We're going to do a Talking Smack recap. I'm going to do my hand in trivia again. A little bit of Asylum. Roadie's got a little bit of a rant. We're going to do our CWC predictions and wrap it up. But before we do that, we got some housekeeping.
Housekeeping!
Don't think you're sleeping.
Housekeeping!
Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedoutwrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/markedout1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our You Record Studios Smart Line, 704-444-0084.
Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this? Oh, it's you.
Can you dig it, sucker, sucker?
All right, here is our mud report. We got a couple quick things we're going to take on. Before we go into it, I would like to quickly explain the reason Bob is on our show is not just because he knows wrestling, but his former show also dealt with UFC. So we're going to get his take on the whole Punk situation and the fallout from the fight this weekend. Bob, you want to take it away? Bob, can you?
Yes.
Hey, Bob.
Hello?
Can you not hear me at all?
I can hear you say my name. Dude, it sounds like you're inside of like a tin can.
Okay,
It really, yeah.
Well, I just gave you your intro into the Punk situation, so why don't you take us away?
Do you want me to talk about UFC?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Dana came out the next day and made the announcement that CM Punk's next fight should probably not be in the UFC. So for all intents and purposes, he is done with that. The big thing that came out of that, though, is they released the disclosed payments. There's two levels of payment in the UFC. There's disclosure payments, and then there's back-end payments, which are UFC totals. Pay-per-view totals. For a guy who got beat the fuck up, he made $500,000 plus pay-per-view cuts. The guy that beat his ass only made 30, and 15 of that was just for the fight. If he had lost that fight, he would have only made $15,000 versus $500,000. So everybody who was kind of talking about how CM Punk is kind of a hypocrite for taking a spot that, you know, kind of like the same shit he was accusing The Rock of, yeah, they're kind of right about that.
Hey, Bob, real quickly, though, I got a question for you. Can you completely put this on Punk, or can you put this on Dana for such a ridiculous payday?
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame Punk for
Well, no,
getting that money.
Dana was smart. Dana knew that by bringing Punk in, he was going to get that wrestling audience. He was going to get those diehards. He wanted.
Well, he
knew
paid
he
for
would
it.
get people who would pay to watch CM Punk get beat up. It was a smart move.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a bad move to bring him in, but paying him $500,000 and royalties on a pay-per-view?
Well, the guys, the main eventers, the two that were in the heavyweight title fight, the loser of it got $800,000 plus pay-per-view, and the winner got $600,000 plus pay-per-view.
Okay, well, those were main eventers. This was a guy who had never wrestled before.
And for that night, and really, okay, it was a garbage card.
It was.
It had two names on it, Alistair Overeem and CM Punk, and both everyone knew were going to lose.
Yeah, Overeem, didn't he lose to Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the...
So it was not, you know, it was a night where Dana paid and got his money worth. They made good profit on that, but CM Punk made out like a bandit.
Yeah, well, his ears suffered for it, I think.
Yeah. And then Dana immediately buried him the next day.
Well, I mean, you know, that's the nature of the business. You can bury me right now. Everybody can take this show over for a $500,000 payday.
Yeah.
You can back over any of my belongings. I'll give you all my comics to back over with a bulldozer. I don't even care. So, yeah, I mean, you can't fault Punk.
Yeah.
So, well, is that it?
Hey, Bob, does it sound a little bit better now?
No, there was no change actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Well, the only thing I had for the Mud Report is that the executives, apparently were pretty unhappy with Dean's title run. I don't know how much control they gave Dean, though. So my point here, and the only reason I bring it up is I can't disagree with them, but I also can't really put that on Dean if it wasn't his idea. If they gave him the works, if they gave him the spots, shouldn't you blame creative? I mean, very simply.
Absolutely. I mean, where else does the blame fall? Dean can only do so much.
How much input do the
not only that, but as you alluded to earlier, his chase was much more exciting than when he reached the destination, and they kind of, as you said, didn't know what to do with him exactly. Different skits, different weeks. Even last night in Baltimore, we got some boo birds, some cat calls.
Same he got in Richmond.
The ones he got in Richmond as well. Oh, not in Baltimore. I'm sorry, in Richmond. That's what I was referring to. Not last night.
Yeah, Raw was Baltimore.
Raw was Baltimore. But he really sealed the deal tonight.
Because nothing came through on that.
Okay.
I could hear somebody talking, but I'll try and call back in. If it doesn't work, then I will bow out tonight. That way I'm not holding the show back. Okay.
Turn your hearing aid up.
All right, Steve, you just alluded to that a little bit. The creative aspect. Does he have control? Does he get to say anything?
How much input do they allow wrestlers to do, and is that part of his fault, or they just I don't know?
Because that's the thing to me is like I go back to Shelton. Shelton, I am sure, did not go into the back office and go, I need a gimmick where you let my fat mom come down to the ring.
That wasn't his idea. It could not have been.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Can you really fault Dean for all of this? Because, I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Dean's.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of playing devil's advocate just simply because I would put this all on creative. If the execs are unhappy with Dean as the champ, look to the people who put him in these works, put him in these bits, kept him out of the ring.
Their failure to be creative is now put Dean in a position as where he's now a scapegoat. So their failure, they can say, "Oh well, Dean wasn't the champ. Dean's been the champion, and we're not getting the pop that we should be getting." When the reality is, your show's 2 hours compared to Raw's 3 hours, and their roster is much larger, so they have a lot more diversity, and they're getting the cruiserweight championship too.
Right, and that's just, I mean, and what do we get? Jack Swagger? Come on.
Right, exactly. Jack Swagger.
Roadie doesn't know about that yet.
As of 12:01, Roadie.
Jack Swagger is officially.
Oh, I saw
Jack
that.
Swagger's officially
I saw
on
it coming.
SmackDown.
Anybody else? Did you chime in? Somebody online?
Yeah, we got upload tests, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed everything you guys were talking about as far as Ambrose
trying
goes,
to
get shit worked out. Yeah. But upload test says first, CM Punk deserves that, arguably the main attraction of the event. But then follows it with Ambrose must not be selling merchandise. That's what I get from that news. So what exactly? Just give me the brief rundown of what you just said.
Well, again, though, even on the merchandise front, if the champ is not selling merchandise, it's because nobody's getting behind him because creative is not doing their job. Merchandise sales are a little bit circumstantial, right?
He was selling merchandise, though. That's what got him to this point.
Right. So
now what has happened?
Creative screwed him.
Is the merchandise not appealing enough?
I don't know if that's the case. I mean, that's the marketing, not so much the creative.
I think you could put a T-shirt together and just put, like KO did, the initials KO on it. As long as that superstar is popular, you're going to buy the shirt. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is.
Well,
some people will buy the Bootio shirt simply because.
Your champion needs to be number one or number two when it comes to merchandise sales.
That's why he's there.
But don't you agree?
He's a champion.
But don't
I didn't drop it.
Well, don't you agree it's a little bit, though, blaming creative? If the champ isn't selling merchandise, it's because they didn't find anything for him. He had a great chase to get the title. As soon as he got it, he didn't do anything.
No, you just, you know what? You can't see any bad in your boy. And I'm
No.
Holy shit. Thing's flying.
It's not that I can't see any bad in my boy. It's the fact that I can't, how much control does he have? When he's marched down to the ring, how much is he being told to do? How much does he get a say in?
In his position, he has some say. I'm not saying he has full control over the creative process, but, let's be frank. I've been saying it for a while, and I think I'm your, kind of typical wrestling fan, is that Dean has not been doing it for me. He just hasn't been. And so when you look, if I'm your atypical fan, and you're kind of the bandwagon fucking Ambrose fan, you're going to buy his.
Oh, I was a fan before. He
Well, okay, bandwagon might have been a bad. But
I know you had that shirt in Survivor Series.
Cult attraction fan. You love the Ambrose. The thought the Asylum is kind of cool. The letters are kind of neat. You want the shirt. It appeals to you.
It's an anarchy symbol.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't think the majority of the people coming to events or buying online are going, I got to have me an Ambrose shirt. If he's not.
But by that point, if you're just going to say that AJ there, it's probably because now AJ shirts can be bought by everybody. They weren't as easily accessible before he got here.
Right.
So if you just want to go on merch.
Well, no, but merch reflects on the character and the performance and the role he plays and everything else. If Ambrose not putting out something that it's wowing me, I'm not going to be a fan of his. If I'm not a fan of his.
But he was a seller of merch at one time, is why I'm saying creative kind of turned on them. It's not like he's just suddenly never sold any, and even as champion,
I don't think it's creative. I think it's him. I think he just. I don't know if he took a step back in himself, if he got complacent with where he was, if he got tired of being kind of the bridesmaid for a while, which was his big appeal. But it just seems to me that no, he's it's him. I don't want to say don't like. I don't call myself an Ambrose fan, not because of creative, but of him personally, the perception, the character that he plays and puts out there, his performance.
Well,
in the ring and out of the ring do not attract me. But we got a whole bunch of...
Yeah, we're going to get to that more in topic number 1 of the 3 key ingredients there. That's ingredient number 1. It's a big part of it. So we'll deal with that more. If there's somebody chiming in on that, Rob, just hold it for a second. Last part of the Mud Report, AJ facts. What do you got, Medine?
On Jim Ross came... Excuse me. Let me start again. I'm preoccupied with that flying object up in there. But Jim Ross went on to the barbecue blog that he does and basically said, full-time in-ring performers, there's no one better on the roster, SmackDown, NXT, Raw, than AJ Styles. He's number 1. And it's about time that they gave him his due. But not necessarily about time, because he's actually the 5th fastest guy to win the title. 231 days. Yesterday I said 251. It was actually 231. You guys want to know the 5 fastest? Of course you do. So Yokozuna's 4th.
What are they, Medine?
You guys heard about this?
Yokozuna's 4th at 173 when he beat Bret Hart at WrestleMania 9, but then lost the title like 30 seconds later to Hogan. Sheamus at 166 beat Cena at TLC 09. Brock Lesnar 126 days beat The Rock at SummerSlam 02. And number 1 is actually Ric Flair at 113 days. Did not get a pinfall victory, though. Hogan eliminated Sid Justice from the Royal Rumble at 92 for Flair's first title run. And then, of course, we all know now that AJ is the first guy to win the Ring of Honor, TNA, IWGP, and WWE World titles.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, can I just say this real quick?
Are you going to bust on Medine again?
I'm going to bust on all you, because Medine's not the only one that does this. Can we avoid slapping the table, pounding our hands on the table, hitting boards and all this? Because you peak my fucking audio out. Okay, please. Can we avoid the fucking slamming of shit?
This day in wrestling history.
You want me to do? You want me to hit the chat boards real quick and get these out of the way?
Sure.
Okay. So we got Juan is with us. Juan says about Swagger. At least we didn't get Bo Dallas. Oh. Bob is on the chat board because unfortunately we got some problems with the phone line. So Bob,
sorry, Bob, we could hear you fine. Was the other weird thing?
We always have problems with Bob, but every time we get other callers, I don't know what the problem is.
It's because he's calling from Memphis, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
If you've ever been there,
it's right next to Arkansas. There's no.
Bob says, "Yeah, I have
technology.
no idea how the hell we got on T-shirts. I don't know either." Jonathan's here. Jonathan, what's up, perv? James Ellsworth looks like a damn dyke. Ambrose was kind of flat as a champ. I agree with Bob there. Upload test says James looks like the perfect partner for Slater and Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, he has the Austin problem. He is the best when he is fighting for the title. Juan, Ambrose hold gimmick sucks. Whole gimmick, I assume. And Upload might be time for a dirty deeds on Vince McMahon. So there we go.
Too bad he's doing dirty deeds.
It's funny because Rob doesn't know some of these references. They're talking about it's funny.
Yeah, I did not see the show tonight. I just got back from work, and
we're
going to
cover it. We'll get there.
We'll cover it.
Right.
This day in wrestling history, 17 years ago, Eric Bischoff was removed from his post as WCW president. Bischoff was brought into WCW as an announcer originally. He slowly rose to success, took over. He is the reason that WCW finally saw a profit. Of course, shortly thereafter in the Monday Night Wars, there was a slip, and after spring of 99, after he made a profit in 98, by spring of 99, a year later, they were back at a loss. So Eric Bischoff, he rose like a firework, and he burst out just as quickly. What do you got? I'll
Bob,
read. I got to read Bob's because Bob got disconnected. And 23 years ago today in Memphis, Tennessee, that's why I gave that to Bob.
You got to do it like Bob. You got to do like, and something happened. This is stupid. I don't want to do this.
Well, that one, I didn't realize, because I say do it in your own words. That one where he was like, yeah, they were fighting in a field. I thought he was just reading it in his own words.
Right.
I had no idea that he didn't have his sheet.
Anyway.
But in Memphis, Tennessee, Tatanka defeated Jerry Lawler to win the USWA Unified Heavyweight Championship. So, that happened. That's what Bob would have said at the end.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Okay.
Steve, what do you got?
18 years ago today, WCW presented Fall Brawl War Games from Winston-Salem right here in North Carolina. The main event was the last time that the match was contested in a double cage, if you remember War Games. And it was the last time War Games was contested on pay-per-view and the first time the pinfalls were allowed. It was also a 9-man, every man for himself, free-for-all. And the winner got a WCW Heavyweight Championship at Halloween Havoc. And the participants were Team WCW, Diamond Dallas Page, Roddy Piper, and the Warrior, who beat NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Stevie Ray, and also the Wolfpack NWO, Kevin Nash, Luger, and Sting. And first time since '95 that a face team won a War Games match.
That was just the split up of the teams there. Just it feels weird.
Yeah.
Hogan and Hart. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jonathan says on 3 years ago this day, Paige used the woman's bathroom.
Medine, what do you got?
Yeah, Jonathan.
On the $1 Million Tough Enough Challenge, the winner, Daniel Puder, was released just a year into his 4-year contract, the company citing budget cuts. So I wonder if he actually got that million. In 2004, Puder made headlines when he nearly defeated and broke the arm of Kurt Angle in a shootout on SmackDown. Puder rode that momentum to a near victory and then to an actual victory when he beat Mike the Miz Mizanin by popular vote in the final of that Tough Enough Challenge.
Yeah, that's why he didn't get his $1 million payday. The Miz is still around doing movies to get that million.
Exactly. The Miz has made that million probably
he's got to earn
at
it the
least
hard way.
A couple times over.
All right.
Show me the money.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kiara from Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Since Royal Rumble 2016, we have been striving to bring you an entertaining smart mark perspective from the world of professional wrestling. What we do is a labor of love, but new equipment and segments cost time and money. If you have enjoyed our show, we ask that you become a patron and donate what you can to help us continue to improve and grow week to week. Make a donation and we will let you pick a topic or join us for a segment of the broadcast. It's real easy. Go to markedoutwrestling.com and click on the Be a Patron link at the top. We thank you in advance for anything you can do to help. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.
Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker! Show me the money!
What you need to make a good Smackdown is your 3 key ingredients.
And our 3 key ingredients tonight. Number 1 is going to be the champ that runs the camp. Number 2 is going to be the Miz running wild. And number 3, Alexa Quinn versus Becky Balboa. And let's get started.
Number 1.
Number 1, the champ that runs the camp. We're going to talk about everything involving this right now. Basically, we'll leave
the coronation for AJ.
Yeah, we'll leave Miz out of it because that's topic 2. But the coronation of AJ, Cena returns, says he wants something back of his, takes the armband back, and then he goes, no, I want that other thing back because I want to be 16-time champion.
Boo.
You know, we're in Philly. A lot of people got that booze for it.
He gave me the armband back.
So Cena showed up.
Cena showed up.
Right. And then Ambrose comes running down, and he talked a lot of smack on Cena, called him a part-time guy and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shane makes the match, says it's going to be a triple threat at
on
No
the next
Mercy
pay-per-view
between the 3 of them for the title. And then he also sets a tag team match tonight for AJ and a partner that he can find later against Cena and Ambrose. And no shocker at the end of the match, Ambrose and Cena won, and Ambrose turned on Cena, attacking him. The shoot earlier, I wasn't sure, is he going full heel or not? And by attacking Cena, I think he kind of is. It felt a little more aggressive, Dean. It felt like back to where he didn't have the title again. Just that crazy maniac. What do you guys think?
He plays that role the best. I think the fighting for the belt, like they were saying.
And sticking him down there. And Medine and I both agreed on this one point. I think Dean's about to get squashed pretty hard. I don't think he's going to win for a while.
Probably not.
Taking the title away from him, and we talked about.
Well, what about
earlier.
Cena's involvement? What do you think? How long?
Well, talking about Dean, I mean, if he gets squashed, there's not that many people on the roster that have that stature to squash him. Not figuratively speaking, but like as far as a resume. So
nobody else can carry his weight.
Yeah, between AJ and Cena, I mean, I don't know who else really.
Well,
maybe Randy, maybe Bray.
And that's the other contender. Do we actually believe that Cena's going to get 16?
Yeah, at some point it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I mean, Cena,
at some point,
at least high
but
flare,
is it
not
now? Because
overtake.
Cena said that's the only reason he's still around.
He wants to be in that conversation.
He's got a puke.
And that takes us to the champ that runs the camp. That is AJ's new tagline coming in tonight. I still say that he probably walks out clean. I think that the big storyline coming out of this, AJ will probably keep the title, is Cena and Ambrose kind of having a feud here.
Right.
I think that's why Ambrose went full heel. They had a lot of shoots tonight on each other and digs back and forth, and both of them had great points. I mean, Cena called him a weak champion, and Ambrose called him a part-timer.
Right. AJ started it last week, too, when he started alluding to the fact that Dean was not John Cena when he was champ. And
it got under his skin.
It did, yeah. And then he said, I'm glad I'm not John Cena. And he kind of made it a point to say that, he was the
So is this going to carry over at past No Mercy?
No, I think past No Mercy, it'll be Ambrose and Cena going into Survivor Series.
Which is odd because Cena was supposedly taping that show American Grit. I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah,
maybe he already did it.
Well, they can tape that in a week.
Right, but they said that he wasn't expected to come back possibly till October. Or maybe even done for the rest of the year on television.
Also, No Mercy is a long way away.
No, it's in October.
Right, but I'm saying it's 4 weeks. They have plenty of time. He could disappear for a week, and they just have AJ and Dean fight for that week.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, anything could happen there. What do we got online?
Upload saying my bro's theory, is AJ Styles is a transition champ to get the belt back to Cena. And that theory came from right after their pay-per-view and before Cena came back. So it's a theory.
Cena made a statement tonight that he said, I want to win number 16 over you.
Right. If he's going to win it from somebody, it's going to be AJ.
He said, I want to win it over you specifically. And I mean, the crowd booed it because they were in Philadelphia. Nobody wants Cena in Philly. All the Mark cities just hate Cena. So I just...
Be the final notch that he wants to end his career with, kind of thing.
Well, Cena and AJ, though, the other thing is they've been going at it for a while. Yeah, now you throw Dean in this, but we've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather see
good
Cena
matches,
fight.
though. There weren't any bad matches there.
Well, unless you can consider the Miz faction possibility that we were talking about earlier.
So
who is this James guy that I keep hearing about? I'm seeing on chat.
James the Jobber. Remember the Jobber?
We'll get to him.
He was one of the Jobber.
Because they're lighting the fucking chat board up about him.
Oh, well, yeah. It was. I did a mark out moment when I saw him tonight.
So AJ goes to find.
Does anybody else have anything on topic number 1? So because we're covering James in number 2.
We're going to transition as AJ goes around.
Right.
And Miz will take over. Yeah.
Number 2.
So number 2, AJ goes around all night trying to find a partner. He can't find one. Daniel Bryan threatens him, says, I'll find you a partner.
Well, Baron Corbin said something that I liked when he first approached him.
Yeah,
he was
Baron
like,
Corbin
why would I want to be your partner? I want to be your opponent.
Right, and
I want that title.
Kane just laughed maniacally at him, and then Daniel Bryan goes, I guess you can't find a partner. I'll find one for you.
We'll appoint one for you.
And he brought back James Ellsworth.
Is that the one with the chin?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I marked out. I was like, yes! And these guys are like, I don't like it.
Why don't you yell at Stevie for popping the mic there? I know,
Steve popped the mic. He doesn't do it as often as Medine,
it was the one time he got excited other than Heath Slater winning. So James Ellsworth, though, to finish this and go into the Miz going wild and get to this topic, which is all about Miz, is as the guy's coming down to the ring, Miz just kicks the crap out of him
Yeah,
and says,
attacks him from
I'm a
behind.
main eventer. I'm the one going to be in
the
this.
main event.
And takes his spot with AJ and took the
he
pin.
succumbed- He had halfway down the ramp before he got attacked.
Yeah, it gave him the skull crushing finale.
But
on
Miz
the
also
ramp. It was
didn't
great.
just take his spot; he took the pin. So that's the one bad thing about Miz doing all this.
You got I mean, Jonathan was like, James Gaysworth is on WWE and not Paige. Okay. Upload test. James is skinny enough to throw a wig, some black eyeshadow, on simply black attire and pretend to be Paige. So that happened too.
Not with that chin.
Miz was more talented prop guy too, though was built on Miz TV. Started okay. So anyway, they were.
So Miz basically though tonight he basically told Daniel Bryan straight out, I am not defending my title. I'm not doing anything until you renegotiate my contract, and kind of walked out. They were trying to put him in a match, and he just was like, no, there's no contender. Dolph was like, I want another match. I want another match. I want another match. And Miz reacted like we reacted. He kind of laughed in his face, like, really?
Again,
we have to have another match, really? And it just went over and over again. But Miz coming out at the end, just taking him out, really showed like. That was exciting to me.
Yeah,
and then
he asserted himself.
They joined each other in the ring and handshake, and AJ was like, okay, this works.
Yep.
Well, and it makes me think that there's a possibility
Wait. So Miz took out AJ?
No. James Ellsworth.
He took out James Ellsworth and joined AJ. And Miz and AJ had a little heel moment where they shook hands. And I really think that there's a possibility that at least for a week or two, not a faction, they're not going to name themselves anything, but the two titles, the IC and the heavyweight, joining forces here, the two champions kind of.
I've always loved that in the past when it happened.
Right, and it's kind of like Power Trip. It's kind of like Mega Powers. All these other ones that did it. I don't. And these are two good characters. I'd like to see it with two heels.
It would work.
Smarmy.
It's similar to what you were pointing out, Adam. The KO and Jericho.
Do a little bit like KO and Jericho.
And Miz and AJ have something in common.
They both team with him.
They both beat Cena.
Oh, that too. They both team with Jericho and both beat Cena.
Well, and they both hate Cena.
And they both
not just beat him, hate him.
And they're both champs.
So that is a big thing. So Miz, kudos to you tonight, buddy. You just.
I'm telling you, ever since
even with giving up the pin, you did well.
I don't know
the title this long.
I don't know what happened, but ever since that talking smack moment with Daniel Bryan, Miz has been on a steamroll, and he's been hot the fucking trot. So in the ring and out of the ring. So I much kudos to him.
Yeah, good job, Miz. That'll take us to Number three, Becky Balboa, as she named herself for Philly tonight, against Alexa Quinn, is what I've named her because she came out with the pigtails again.
I've seen actually an article with her name spelled as Alexa Quinn.
Well, anyway,
line,
good point.
Yeah. So the Alexa Bliss winning the five women #1 contender thing
Which looked like a better match than what we got.
It
night
did
before last.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's like, "Hey, can we have a do-over?"
Yeah, seriously.
So who wasn't in it?
All five were in it.
The champ wasn't in it.
The champ wasn't in it.
Becky sat
She
out.
watched.
And it really speaks basically to me that the division, they don't know, they've been wanting someone to shine. They're like, oh, we're going to put all of you in a tag match and have the other two ringside. Oh, we're going to put all of you in a battle royal. Oh, we're going to put you in a 6 diva match. Whatever it is, they're really waiting for someone to shine, and I think they got the right two. They got Becky and Alexa Bliss. I think that's a good rivalry.
Yeah.
They kind of built it up a little bit, as Alexa said on Talking Smack. She beat Becky in her debut. So she beat the #1. She was just she
never had the title, but she had some things there, yeah.
Right. And so I really like the rivalry. I really think it can go somewhere. The problem is once this rivalry is over, we're back to the other 4 dog shits on the match. I mean, on the roster.
Well, you got Eva Marie coming back too.
Okay, so you're right. 5. Sorry, Steve.
Wow.
5 dog shits. But I really think that maybe these two could make the division. I don't know. We're going to save most of this for the Talking Smack recap later. But Alexa did say she was a little hurt that she debuted before the 4 horsewomen. They all got over before her, and they all pretty much got on main roster almost a year before her.
Well, she was hurt from that. I mean, it was.
Well, she was acting butthurt. I don't know if it was in character or not.
It had to be a character.
Yeah, probably.
But she did, a little bit of humility. Say she doesn't have as much experience, but she's competed in gymnastics and cheerleading, whatever. But
I like her. She reminds me not fully, so don't go fucking crazy, but of Trish a little bit. I mean, she's nice to look at, and so we get that out of the way right now, Jonathan. We're going to put that on the side.
That booty, I know.
That booty, though. But she's not a bad worker in the ring. She's not quite as athletic as Trish was. but she plays a good character, good heel as well.
She went a little different tonight, and I think I don't know if she was just so excited or she forced it out, but there was a couple little trips in her character.
Oh, I'm
tonight.
sure. Yeah, I mean, look, Alexa. I think the women, as far as the call-ups go, some of the women got rushed to the rosters because they needed roster spots filled. Alexa, who I like, I don't know if she was quite ready to come to the main roster. Do I think she's embraced her role and she's learning on the job? Sure, she is.
She's a great heel to go against Becky.
Yeah, but the four horsewomen, the four that we always talk about, Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha, and Bayley, and even Paige, they spent their time in not only the Indies and in NXT.
Well, not just that, but they're the 3 former NXT Women's Champions.
They are,
and they're all on Raw.
But Alexa, as far as I know, did not have the experience in the time that they had. It felt to me like Alexa was, we need some bodies.
Her career path was different.
Yeah, kind of like Nia Jax. Nia Jax, she hadn't been doing her thing at all for a long time at all.
Well, and she was kind of a national champion in a different sport.
Right.
Baron Corbin alluded to him being a boxing champ, and I know he played football, and he said he always lost because his team was let him down. That's why he's the lone wolf.
Lone wolf.
I get some of that, but I'm just excited that it looks like they're going to have a match, a women doing something. The division finally has a rivalry. It has a baseline rivalry because I think Carmella and Nikki are going to continue,
of course,
and Natty and Naomi can just job out in the middle. It'll be great.
Did they do anything with Carmella and Nikki tonight?
The same thing they did on Sunday.
They slapped each other.
Well, Nikki went to hit her finisher. She did. She went to cover.
Yeah.
And then Carmella came with a super kick and then threw. Who'd she throw out? I'm sorry.
No, Carmella got thrown out.
I'm sorry. Bliss came with the kick and then threw Carmella out.
But was it as diva-esque as it was at the pay-per-view?
No. This was definitely a much better match tonight.
Much
than
better
what
spots.
that was.
Much better spots.
Okay.
But
even Naomi.
Yeah. Nothing else further. Let's take it to our best and worst.
Oh, hey! Before we do this, real quick, just a couple. Upload Test had a really good point about something.
Okay.
So, World and IC champ talking about AJ and Miz usually ends with a power struggle and a big match,
which would be great with them.
And Upload is saying WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it'll go that far.
I don't know if it will either.
Miz, he's headlined one already.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, I don't know that they'll be fighting over the belt by that point.
Take 2 title matches out of these.
That's a long ways away.
They could maybe, but that's a long way away.
I definitely would like to see them be a partnership and then a rivalry.
Yeah,
I would love to see it.
I agree.
So we got our best and worst segment here. We're going to start with show winner. I'm going to kick it off. I've already given all my reasoning. That's why I'm going to kick it off. It's The Miz. Great job tonight. Even losing the pin, don't care. Great character work. What do you got, Stevie?
I had The Miz for the same reason you just mentioned. He was on point tonight, everything.
All right, Medine, you going to complete it?
3's the magic number.
There
Calls
we go.
for the renegotiation and interjects himself in the main event.
All right, I know Rob probably picked Roman, but let's ask him anyway.
No, my show winner tonight is me because Bob's phone call didn't work, so I don't have to hear him. I'm just fucking with you, Bob.
Is he still in the chat room?
Hey, I'm excited about something.
Uh-oh, what is it?
I love this. So I did my little YouTube exclusive Roadie's Rant video, and I got 2 dislikes on it. And
No comments?
I love dislikes. I do, and we got one.
Oh.
So just want to say.
We got one tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Nobody likes us.
Fuck yeah.
All right. You got to realize that we're kind of antagonists. The more you don't like us, the better we feel.
Yeah.
The hero
Our
show.
show losers. Stevie, kick us off.
I had Apollo. He got taken out by Baron again. It wasn't even a match. He just got quashed. And like last night,
You
I said
had to explain to me that
Baron.
it wasn't a match. I thought it was.
So, yeah, Apollo. I hate it for him.
Poor Apollo. What do you got, Medine?
I'm going with Bray. His promo with Randy was meh. And then the fact that he didn't end up on top afterwards, with
and the
Rowan.
fact that he rejoined the Wyatt family.
Well, that's what I mean. Rowan comes in, jumps Randy, and I figured, he wouldn't disappear. He would actually assist Rowan in doing the job, and then the two of them, it would look stronger had they been standing over Randy, even though he needed the help, whatever. But what does it end up with? An RKO out of nowhere.
And it ends up with you pounding on the table.
Did I do that again?
Like 6 times in that whole little rant. Bray,
I talk with my hands.
Bray and Dean are competing for who can get killed quicker by creative. Rob, who do you got for loser?
Loser of the night is going to be Bob for not being able to have his phone call go through. Bob, by the way, that our PC that does our phone line had to apparently update, so that might have been a problem. So if you want to try again, I encourage you to do so.
Yeah, we're only 2 segments in.
Sure.
Who's your loser? Oh, you said it was Bob. My loser's Jack Swagger. Him coming on the show, he got no pop. Nobody gave a shit. He lost to Jinder Mahal last night, and he wants everybody to forget everything that's happened before.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, you don't know Jack.
He was wearing all black with a hat on and everything.
Even though his video package still was We the People.
Well,
and he did the taunt at the end.
He finished it with
sure
We the
did.
People. So I don't know. It's
oh
confusing.
my God. Like, creative on SmackDown, I don't think they know what to do with certain characters. Who do you got for best promo video package? Medine, kick us off.
I'm going with AJ going around to get a partner. First, he went to Baron Corbin, who basically didn't challenge him to a match, but basically said, hey, you know what? That's that thing on your shoulder. I want that. Kane laughed at him. And then we got the gold at the end with the jobber that comes back, the Strowman jobber. James, what is his name?
Ellsworth.
Yeah, Ellsworth. James Ellsworth comes in. And he's like, giddy. He's just happy to be there.
Crowd pop when they. Oh my
Yeah, and he got a crowd pop too.
Yeah, it was weird that he got a crowd pop. Rob, you got one?
Sure. I got well, first we'll say Christian Torres with us again.
Hey, Christian.
Apollo is just a jobber that we know, like a new Zack Ryder. Upload test loser is Apollo for getting squashed before the match started. And upload test also says dislike.
That was supposed to be a match.
It was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dislike is probably Bob for the poor phone connection. And my best promo video package is going to be Mr. Perfect dunking the basketball. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, you can't do that.
What about when he
Right.
threw himself a touchdown pass?
Hey, Mr. Perfect, man. That's all you got to say.
Mine is going to be, I don't know if this is technically a promo video package, but mine is The Miz coming out going, I'm a main eventer. I'm putting myself in the main event, taking charge. Screw you, Daniel Bryan. I know better.
I thought of that too.
So that's where I went with that one. Fuck up of the night.
I didn't do my best.
Oh,
Jackass.
who's your best promo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
I
carrot
had
here.
Well, I had Miz, like you said, but the Miz Ziggler interaction in the ring especially when
At
he
the
called
beginning?
out. I'm on day 162 of the title reign, and more than 132 other title holders. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Miz held his own tonight. Dolph looked like a little bitch. I'm sorry, he just did. Fuck up of the night, I'm going to start that off. My fuck up of the night is Ascension. Doing that top ring whatever move where
that botch.
Yeah, they threw Heath to the ground, and it's supposed to be looking like a Road Warriors move.
Yeah.
And instead they threw him down and jumped on him. It was terrible.
I called the Ascension, didn't
Sure
I?
did.
We
Yeah,
did.
you mentioned that. Yeah,
There was a lot.
Hey, they have a different look now.
They did have a different look.
Brian's going to get a little giddy over that, I think.
Oh, yeah?
But you also there was something else that we were talking about that you called as well. We'll have to figure it out off air. But
okay.
you were right more than once tonight, Rob.
Yay.
What do you got, Medine?
I'm gonna go with Shane when he announced the triple threat, and
forgot.
but then he kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
it seemed like it was going down right there tonight in Philadelphia. But then his next sentence is it's an afterthought, and he's just like, oh, by the way, yeah, it said no mercy.
Yeah, and the crowd
Yeah.
totally went like,
Yeah, the
fuck.
crowd-
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't fuck around in Philadelphia.
It's-
And he goes,
it's no-
what? You get
it's-
this tag match garbage.
Was
Yeah,
no
right.
merci.
Oh, right, no mercy.
Wow.
No mercy.
All right, what do you got, Rob?
I'm gonna tilt my hand to upload test. Usos no longer in their black getup. Another sign creative might not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Another
they weren't.
sign.
Were they back in their
White and
No,
no.
they didn't have the video package
and
either
red.
yet.
Huh?
White and red.
White and red?
No
Tonight.
face makeup.
That was their colors tonight. White and red.
Yeah, no makeup at least. So
That's just
they're,
weird.
they're like in between. They're like a transformer that hasn't changed all the way. So they got like some wheels, but no
We need
actually
an
top.
we need an Energon cube to complete that.
Oh, there's a reference. Did you go Stevie fuck up of the night?
No, I haven't yet. But it's the same thing you said. The Ascension double botch move. And Heath tried to help him sell it, but they screwed it up. It was bad.
All right, what's your booking error? Then I'll let you go on that one.
The booking error? Oh, mine?
Yeah.
No Jinder Mahal tonight after he beat Jack Swagger at Backlash. I thought they
Not at
included
Backlash. He beat him on Raw.
He's a
beat him on
raw. He's a
Raw.
raw guy.
Yeah, you're stroking out.
Wait. Oh,
you're
God.
stroking out.
I must
Steve.
be. I've been in the heat all day.
Wow.
Clear.
All right, what do you got, Medine?
I don't watch
You got an
SmackDown.
actual one?
I'm going with the Jack Swagger appearance. Just
Okay.
the timing of it. Again, it got a pop, But we just saw him lose last night, and like he said, he just wants us to mind wipe Men in Black, amnesia, whatever you want to call it, everything that's happened before, right? And then gets no pop, but then when he does his taunt, he gets that, and then leaves, and everybody's just like, okay, what was that about?
Yeah. Rob, what do you got?
I will again tilt my hand to the greatest online fans in the world, Christian Torres. WWE buried Ziggler when we were supposed to care, and now that no one cares, they're trying to push him on us again.
Yep.
Yeah. The creative is like a roller coaster. You're like, ooh, that was fun. What do we do? Oh, you got to wait in line another half hour before that shit comes around again. My booking area of the night is lack of matches. I thought they did really good with segments tonight. They kept us entertained with them, but overall we had a lack of matches. And I think this marks every single week since the brand split that we have had a no contest by adding that Apollo and Corbin, a match that was booked, that never started, that never happened, that never had a result. That's just like, seriously? What do you got for least shitty match? Let's start with Stevie.
Many to choose from, so I had to give it to the tag match with Miz, AJ versus Cena and Dean.
Yep.
Everything else is kind of just lackluster.
Yeah, I agree with every word. That's mine, too, because there wasn't anything to choose from. Medine, what do you got?
I took out the least, and I just went with shitty match. So
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hype Bros and Usos.
All right.
Third time in 10 days that we've seen that, or
only lasted like a minute.
Exactly. That's another thing. It's supposed to be a tag match, but it's the length of a singles match.
Yeah, that's
a squash singles match at that.
And don't forget the Usos fought for 28 seconds last week. That is really bad that they just keep doing that. That they put these guys out to get squashed over and over again instead of having a match. Like, creative is also like, well, we want to give them a paycheck tonight, but we don't have anything for them to do. Let them wrestle again for the third straight time. That'll be great.
Well, if they want to establish that Uso heel character that we were so excited about last week when they did it, and then follow it up this week with a 5-minute tag match.
But all they're doing is burying the Hype Brothers over and over and over.
That's another thing that if you're going to do that, don't do that. Allow them to flourish in a different role.
Make it a rivalry.
Maybe right, exactly.
Maybe it's just because American Alpha doesn't come back till next week. Maybe that's the whole
they're
point.
Just placeholders at the moment.
Right. So they're like, Hype Brothers, go out. Ascension, go out. We're going to just job you for the night. Rob, you got one?
Least shitty match?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bam Bam Bigelow and Big Boss Man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. That'll take us the opportunity tonight.
No. Can I change that?
I was just saying.
Go ahead.
I'd like to change it.
No, right. The ring needed reinforcing for that match anyway.
I'm going to go Bam Bam Bigelow and Major Pain.
Okay.
That
was a good movie.
Who won?
Tubby.
Opportunity of the night. I'm going to kick it off because I'm afraid someone's going to steal my answer. That's going to be James Ellsworth. Even though he's got his ass kicked, he came out and was on SmackDown again. This guy might be the future Zach Gowen. What do you got, Medine?
I'm going with Alexa Bliss. She threw Carmella out of the ring, pins Nikki Bella. She added another, not legend, but another diva, high ranking to her already growing.
And she said that on Talking Smack. She said, "I beat the longest reigning
diva champion.
I beat the your number one draft pick.
Right, the number one draft pick on her first night on her debut. So yeah, her resume is getting stronger, even though she hasn't spent much time on the roster.
Can't argue with that. What do you got, Steve?
Opportunity night for Adam for taking the James Ellsworth answer for me because I was going to say the same damn thing.
I like it. I made the list with Bob and Rob. What do you got, Rob?
I will again tilt my hand. Christian Torres. I'm going to go ahead and I have a list, so I'm going to go ahead and call you CT. Better for me.
Christian Torres.
Yeah, it's a hard word for me.
Torres.
So CT says creative is like going on a brand new water slide. Either you wait a while for a great ride or you wait for bullshit. So there you go.
Yeah, or they don't turn the water on and you get blisters. Ooh. Anybody got some gold for Mauro Ranallo? He had one tonight, but I mean, we were running late and I didn't go back and try and write it down.
He's always so good. I just kind of just let it be now.
You want to just take digs at JBL and Natunga like we do?
No, there was one.
You got one?
He says when AJ threw a kick to Dean on the ropes, a few NFL teams could have used a kick like that over the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, there was something else he said where he was dogging something in Philly or some sport like that. What do we got chiming in?
Upload test. I'll go Alexa 2 with the opportunity of the night. Her getting a match for a title is huge, given her short stint on the roster. So
that's a good answer.
Yep.
Yeah. Steve, you got any gold?
No.
Nah. All right.
No.
Now.
Jackass.
All right. Now we're going to go into our Talking Smack recap. because we're adding this to the show because up until tonight, most of the times it's been more entertaining than SmackDown itself. Tonight we had Baron Corbin and Polly Pocket, a.k.a. Alexa Bliss, as our guest hosts, or excuse me, guests on the show, whatever. We even had a Shane walk in there. The big things, and I'll just throw them out there, and then we can all discuss them. Baron Corbin, pretty much the best push he's had so far going in there, and basically
the perfect character for him.
Right, and he called Daniel Bryan. I don't know how much they had scripted or whatever. I think Daniel made a fuck up. But Daniel goes, well, why didn't you go out there and prove it against Apollo? You could have had a match, but you attacked him from behind. And he goes, I beat him 2 days ago in the pre-show at Backlash. Do you not remember that? Is that not enough to prove myself?
It's like, I wanted a birthday present.
I'm sorry. I know I might be rattling the universe when I say this, but Daniel Bryan is garbage.
Yeah, he needs to go.
He's garbage.
He needs to go.
I don't think they expected this kind of performance out of him.
No, he's. You know, you need an aggressive.
He's too square.
You need a real aggressive personality, and he is a very passive dude.
Well, now here's the thing, though, because Renee Young pointed this out. This was one of the other things. She said that all the guests come on here and just fight with Daniel Bryan and stuff. Maybe that's good because they're all like legitimately pissed. They're like, why aren't you giving me an opportunity? Yeah. You're supposedly in charge of this show. That's what Baron did tonight. And that's what Polly Pocket did. She said, I finally earned it because you wouldn't give me one kind of thing.
I'm telling you, last week when Shane was on there, I could see real life break kayfabe disdain when he was talking to Daniel Bryan. There was not a friendship. There was not a kinship. There was not a partnership there.
He came on tonight and basically said, get rid of Renee Young next week and you and I host the show. He said just
Daniel
that.
said that.
Wow. No, Shane said that. Shane said that, and Daniel said, I'll make it happen. So Renee Young might be out next week. Maybe she and Dean are going somewhere.
She's the best part of that fucking
I know.
And then Polly Pocket sounds off, tells us that since she was 5 years old, she was a gymnast and national cheerleading champion and stuff like that, and that she doesn't have the experience, but she's better than everybody else anyway because she's more athletic.
And she got that booty, though.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I liked that the attempt. I liked the attempt at giving Alexa Bliss and Baron Corbin a soundboard to do something more there. But it felt like what Rob just said. It felt like they just attacked Daniel Bryan and he cowered and didn't have anything to say.
Maybe that's the whole role for Daniel right now.
I disagree. I think
The Miz. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Daniel Bryan threw a few barbs in there to each one of them to try to bring that heel character out.
But they were passive-aggressive.
That's what his style is. Like Rob said, he's not that aggressive guy. He's a passive-aggressive guy. People don't like that just as much as someone who's over-aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, but his only dig on Alexa was, but you're 5 feet tall.
Right? That was. But Alexa came back with a few, like, we're nothing alike.
Stop hitting the fucking table.
5 feet of fury.
Yeah. And Daniel Bryan did have one comeback against Baron Corbin when he said, well, I've had to beat the same opponents multiple times. You can't just beat them once and expect to elevate yourself. So.
I'm going to have to get something to smack.
And they're
your leg.
still renewing the feud between him and Miz a little bit, too. It was like he didn't care for Miz. He's not allowed to talk about him so much. But
yeah, but Baron Corbin ultimately, he even tried to take credit for the DQ win over Dean as if he pinned him. So
that rivalry went on too long anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I'm jinxing things by creating a segment. Mauro Ranallo had like tons of gold. I give him a gold. Now we can't find as much.
Yeah.
I give Talking Smack a segment, and this week it just wasn't there.
Well, let's see.
It hasn't been there the past couple of weeks.
Well, let's see. We got three here. We got one off topic and two on. Guess who's off topic?
Paige.
Yeah. So CT says that Brian he's only the calm vegan. He's like the vegan of it. Which he is. He's a hippie, and that's fine. I'm a
Gandhi.
hippie, in some kind of ways. Jonathan, mark my words, James Ellsworth will become women's champion by Judgment Day. Let's see. Upload test. Brian gets the pop though. I'm sure SmackDown fans love him showing up, even though his performance might not be the best. Yeah. But that will only last so long.
That's only in Fruity Pebbles.
Still got to prove it.
Yeah, in Fruity. Yeah.
Mark Towns are done with him already.
Yeah, it's like no. Yeah, you Fandango. There you go, right there. Fandango. We love your little dance, but you're starting. We don't like you anymore.
Yeah, I hated that dance.
And then Jonathan comes in with, you see, Alexa Bliss being 5 foot only makes it easier for her to get down.
What did we tell? Wait.
I got to proofread it.
Rob, what did we tell you about reading Jonathan's without pre-reading them? You can't.
I read the first half of the sentence.
Set him up and then. Bam.
I read the first half of the sentence. I was like, he's talking about wrestling, and then I got to the second. I'm like, no, he's not.
Damn. He's Ron Burgundy. He always Ron Burgundy's you. You just read what comes off the prompter oh, that's why you're the board operator.
Disrespectful, stupid idiot.
Yeah, that's me. All right.
All right. So that's it for the Talking Smack recap. Let's play our hand in AJ Trivia.
And now it's time for a little Smackdown trivia.
Can I get a whiteboard?
All right. So tonight's segment of trivia is all about AJ. All about AJ. Some of these are pretty easy. Some of them are gimmies. Some of them are a little bit harder, but they're all fun facts about
For
AJ.
Steve, they're all hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to be hard for you because a lot of them do involve his
I'm not gonna
other
do,
areas.
I'm not going to do well here.
But they're not terrible. First question. What is AJ's real name?
AJ's real name?
AJ's real name.
Can we just go first and last here?
Yeah. First and last. But everybody give a second before you answer.
Okay.
No music?
Sorry, I was writing. Sorry.
So I just got to talk the whole time.
I'm sorry. Hold the fucking phone, man. Jesus. God, you are such a dick.
I'm gonna go to Steve first because I feel like his answer is gonna be great.
Okay.
AJ's real name?
AJ's real name.
Alan Jones.
Oh.
Bling.
Stevie.
Well done,
good
Stevie.
job. What do you got over there, Medine?
Alan Jones.
Alan Jones. And what do you got, Rob?
I've got Alexander Jackson the Fourth.
You almost were close. You had the first two letters right, and the last name you had the first letter. His full name is Alan Neil Jones.
Neil.
But yeah, that's acceptable.
Ooh, calm down, Jonathan. He heard Neil. He might get excited.
No, with a K.
How many heavyweight titles has AJ Styles won?
In all everything.
How many times has he been the top dog?
Shitload.
He's won, I'll give you a hint, guys. He's won 25 total championships in his career. How many of them were the top dog, the
I need
heavyweight?
a working pen.
All right.
That's a permanent marker.
Yeah, don't write on that.
So again, he had 25 total championships. How many of them were heavyweight, world, whatever they were called in their factions?
Top bills.
Yeah, top dog. Stevie, what's your number?
17.
17.
Nope.
Rob, what's your guess?
I have the infinity symbol.
The infinity symbol out of 25. Good job there.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I know this because I'm a fan of his.
All right.
9.
9 is correct. Correct. Medine getting off to a good start here.
Again.
All right. So AJ very briefly in his career wore a mask. What was the name of his character when he wore a mask? Steve, you want to start us off?
Mr. Olympia.
Mr. Olympia. Good job, Stevie.
Oh, wow.
What do you got?
I have Alexander Jackson the Third.
I like it.
So Rob apparently is like, I don't know shit.
Oh, he wrote Mr. Olympia after I did.
Yeah, and Medine also got Mr. Olympia. Good job for Medine. Point for you.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
WCW, the year is 2001. As Air Styles with his teammate Paris, what did they call themselves? What was the name of their tag team? Air Styles and his tag team partner Paris went by what name as a tag team? The year was 2001. It was his only stint in WCW. They quickly said, basically, you suck and we'll go away. Rob, is this Andrew Jackson II? What do you got?
What are you talking? I don't know what you're talking about.
What's your answer?
Oh, are you ready for me?
Yeah.
I have LaGuardia.
The airport?
It's like a lucha name almost.
All right. What do you got, Stevie?
Air Raid.
Air Raid. Stevie, doing well.
The fuck?
I was in a garage band called Air Raid once.
What do you got?
Were you really?
What do you got, Medine?
I also have Air Raid, and
Oh.
I'll throw something in. They wore flight suits.
Oh, I didn't know what they wore.
Yeah, they wore flight suits.
WCW.
They only had like 3 or 4 matches. They didn't last.
That
long.
might be the extent of my AJ knowledge right there.
All right. Well, the next question. Who did AJ defeat to win his first X Division title? Who did AJ defeat to win his first X Division title?
Damn it.
Few more seconds.
Alexander Jackson first.
All right, let's go to Rob for the shitty answer.
I'm actually gonna attempt.
All right.
I'm gonna say a Canadian Destroyer.
Canadian Destroyer. You're talking about Petey Williams?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. All right.
Stevie, what do you got?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe is. He did defeat Joe, I think, to win his third
I remember
X Division championship.
Okay.
Don't tell it if Medine gets it wrong.
Medine, what do you got?
I'm getting it wrong because I'm writing it right now.
All right. What do you got?
I'm going to answer with Robert Roode.
Robert Roode is wrong. What do we got online?
Jonathan says Jerry Lynn.
I think that sounds.
Nope. So here's the actual answer and why Jonathan is kind of right, but kind of wrong. He actually, it was the inaugural championship, and they had a double elimination match, kind of four-way thing with Jerry Lynn, Low Key, and Psychosis.
Psychosis.
Now the second question, or second part of this question: who did AJ lose that first title to? Who beat AJ to end his first X Division title reign? All right, Rob, let's go to you.
I'm going to go with Disco Inferno.
All right. That is wrong. Steve, what do you got?
I just went with Samoa Joe again. Tried twice.
No, Joe wasn't around yet. What do you got?
I'm going to get this wrong one. Kazarian.
Kazarian is wrong as well. He lost it to Jerry Lynn. He lost it to Low Key.
Oh.
He lost it to Low Key. Sorry. I read the wrong one.
Jonathan said
Thor's brother?
It's okay this time, guys.
Yeah.
He said he watched that match about 20 times, and it's one of the best in TNA history.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Jerry.
Yeah, the four-way?
The four-way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It really was a good one, and it set the bar for that inaugural one and basically got the X Division off to a great start.
Mr. Anderson.
Now, the next question. Who did AJ win the vacant TNA tag titles in 2002 with? Who was his tag team partner when he won the vacant tag team titles in 2002? They were called the NWA tag titles at the time, and I don't know why they were vacant, because this is AJ trivia, not why they were vacant trivia. Steve, what do you got?
I just Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett is no.
Oh yeah.
Medine, what do you got?
I hate Jeff Jarrett.
What do you got?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
If that would have been right, I would have been pissed.
Roadie, what do you got?
I got Jackson Andrew the 7th.
Wrong. Anybody online got a guess?
No, CT's just saying that's like saying you're the skinniest fat kid at fat camp. So I'm the skinniest kid at fat camp. So I'm not okay.
All right, it's something out of context
Yeah.
there. It was Jerry Lynn.
God,
it was Jerry Lynn.
Fucking Jerry Lynn guy.
All right. We only got a couple more questions. What was the name of the faction that AJ was in with Ric Flair, Beer Money, Kazarian, Matt Morgan, and Christopher Daniels? What was the name of the faction that they were all in together? Flair, Beer Money, Kazarian, Matt Morgan, and Christopher Daniels. What was the name of their faction in TNA? Who hit the mic that time?
Me.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. And actually, Rob breaking that glass for me, I never heard it till Rob was like bitching at you for it. Now I can't stop hearing it. All right, what do you got, Medine? You lead us off.
All right, and I'll give you the symbol for it too.
All right. Yeah, that's the symbol. What do you got?
Fortune.
Fortune is the correct answer. What do you got, Steve?
I just wrote the club. I had no freaking clue.
Wrong.
Man.
I have athletic, alcoholic, repulsive perverts.
That's a good one.
Which also goes out to AARP.
AARP.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so
Point for Medine.
Fortune for CT and for Jonathan.
in the middle of the Fortune storyline, what did Ric Flair christen AJ Styles as? During the Fortune run of the storyline, what did Ric Flair christen AJ Styles as? And then I got one final question to piss all of you off. Stevie, what do you got?
The Fifth Horseman.
The Fifth Horseman is not right. Rob, what do you got?
He christened AJ a dick because he didn't buy him a drink.
No. Medine, what do you got?
The Man.
No.
What?
Nobody got it. He christened him the New Nature Boy.
That crossed my mind. But that's just no.
It was a very failed gimmick.
No.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
There's already
that.
been a few of those.
I was watching it.
Please.
He came out with a
Thank you,
robe
Rob.
just
Little
like
Nate,
Flair.
too.
It was terrible.
Yeah, they
All
got
right.
rid of that quick.
Final question. The original 4 members of the Bullet Club were AJ, Carl Anderson, and what 2 others? I'll give you a hint. Doc Gallows is not considered one of the original 4. So do not say Doc Gallows or Luke Gallows. We're looking for the extra 2 members of the original Bullet Club. I named Carl Anderson and AJ Styles. Name me the other 2. All right, we're going to go to Medine first. Medine, what do you got?
I think your question is wrong, actually.
Not according to what I looked up.
Okay, I'm just saying because I remember
it's on the internet. It's fucking real,
right?
Yeah,
it
went
I remember AJ coming along during the 3rd installment of the Bullet Club. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I remember.
It listed them by their joining dates. These were the 4 members that had the earliest dates.
All right.
So what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Prince Devitt.
All right.
And I'm gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Stevie, what do you got?
I just made up some shit. Festus and Jack Swagger.
I got a point.
I didn't say Festus. I said no Doc Gallows, no Luke Gallows.
I just wrote Festus.
Online we have CT says Young Bucks.
Nope.
Jonathan
they were members.
Jonathan says Shark Boy and Festus.
No.
See, somebody else says Festus.
And I have Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Michael PSAs.
No.
Those are Freebirds, but good job.
So Prince Devitt, for those that don't know, is what Finn Balor went by when he was with the Bullet Club.
Oh, I knew that, actually.
And the other one that we were missing is Kenny Omega.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Kenny Omega.
I'm more about alphas.
Yes. So that was AJ Trivia.
I got a half point there.
That was AJ Trivia.
And now we go to
hold on. I'm not looking at the sheet here. I got my whiteboard in the way. Hey, I'm waiting, looking for my button.
It's time for the Asshole Asylum.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions. All right, that's it. Now it's my turn. 5 minutes alone. That's all I need.
So tonight's Asylum, I'm going to do a little bit of a rant against on the soapbox against SmackDown. For simply, they did a little better tonight, but they teased last week kind of maybe a divide between Shane and Daniel Bryan brewing, and they basically in talking smack tonight wiped that out by saying, "Oh, we're mad at Renee Young. We want to work together." So why did they do that? Why
did they?
Well, I don't know. But basically, why aren't they doing any of the stuff that Raw is? Raw is pushing giants against jobbers to try and get them over without squashing the rest of the roster, where SmackDown is just squashing the rest of the roster. The GM commissioner tension, I like the build that they're having with Stephanie and Foley, but why don't we have that kind of going on here? That Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, they have to have a fallout other than, I don't want to run the Divas division. That was the only thing it seems like they've messed with. They need to have an antagonizing superstar. I don't care who it is. Right now, I guess Miz is starting to get there.
What do you mean? He has been that guy.
Well, Miz is getting there in the sense of pushing Daniel Bryan's buttons, but he's not pushing them the way Rollins is pushing Foley against Stephanie or trying to get the divide. It's different. He's focusing just on Daniel Bryan. I would rather him focus on trying to, like somebody, it doesn't even have to be Miz, anybody focusing on the divide of them, trying to divide and conquer the way Seth is. And then, you know, like I said, it should have been Miz is what I've written on my sheet, but he's only attacking one of them. That just has a feel where there is a lot of storyline development on Raw and has been since the brand split. And we've dogged creative all night. This is another dog creative segment. Tonight was the first time they had true character and storyline development with a little bit of progression, not across the roster, but for some. And seeing the fruition of some labors, like finally giving Becky the title, finally, giving Heath the contract, that kind of thing. Do you guys have anything to chime in here? Do you, as you guys mostly cover Raw, don't you see my point?
Well, yeah, I've been talking about that in the past. That they need the Stephanie Mick type scenario between the GM and the commissioner, because otherwise it just lackluster, boring.
Yeah, CT says Daniel Bryan heel turn best for business.
It would be. Dean Ambrose heel turn. Yeah, Dean Ambrose heel turn tonight. I've always said he's on the fence, but I feel that he went kind of full heel tonight. I think that's the best option for him.
Yeah, but can you ever go really full heel by beating up John Cena?
Honestly, not
it's hard to do.
Not in Philadelphia, not in Chicago, not in those kind of towns. No, you're right.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Going back to what you guys were saying,
If he
as
beats
far
up
as
Apollo Crews,
storyline, they've got an extra hour on Raw to tell a story, and so sometimes we're watching and we fast forward through commercials and whatnot. That show goes really quick. They don't have much time to be able to focus on building this person. They've got to pick each week. Like next week, they can't focus on building Alexa up again. They're gonna have to pull somebody else from the
and that's
and give them
absolutely
their shine.
true. But tonight I felt like they did a good job storyline wise of putting a lot of people over in the storyline.
Absolutely.
Matches were a sacrifice. So that means to me next week I should get a ton of
More
matches and
yeah.
less promos.
Yeah.
And the thing is they don't balance it. They do have to manage their time better, Medine. There's no question about that. I agree with you there. But they still could find a way. They found a way tonight to get a lot of storylines done at the sacrifice of matches. If I was live tonight in the crowd, they better have given me a dark show match that made me cream my pants because the rest of it, from a wrestling standpoint, sucked. I enjoyed it from my couch. I would not have enjoyed being live at this show.
They probably gave the crowd Cena Ambrose.
They
after the Dirty Deeds.
Absolutely, yeah. They probably gave them Cena Ambrose.
As long as they gave them something so that they're not pissed. What do we got chiming in online?
So Upload Test says, I don't think that was full heel. He's just getting back at Cena for Cena grabbing him earlier during the promo. And look, I know,
but he came out arguing with Cena in the promo.
Sure. Crowd booed Ambrose, though, for the dirty deeds on Cena. That was kind of weird.
They did.
Now, I know we try to keep it a little highbrow here, but sometimes...
I think it's because they telegraph that, dirty deeds.
I know we try to keep it highbrow here, but sometimes Jonathan says something on the chat board that I do read, and I laugh uncontrollably inside. And I just have to do it. It's just foul. It's foul, but I have to do it. Jonathan says, Lana spelled backwards is anal. I guess we know what Rusev screams in Russian to Lana now.
Well, and also most people, I'm sure you know this already, but anal is mostly done backwards, so it's kind of funny that her name is backwards, and that's how you do it.
Way to put that, way to put that in perspective.
Flip Lana around, you get anal.
Wow.
Simple fact.
I don't know what to say about that.
The Bulgarian brute.
Are you done?
Yeah, sure. It wasn't my work.
You're such a dick.
All right, so before we before we get into the CWC prediction and final thoughts, well, I'm gonna let Rob go on a little rant.
Special edition, baby. Hey, ladies, are you ready for your cat and daddy, Roadie Rob? Let me tell you a little story. Go ahead and pull yourself up a chair, maybe a bed.
I get angry.
You got to make sure Jonathan knows this isn't a paid porno intro.
I don't want to think about what he's doing right now. Oh yeah.
Hey, Paige.
Oh, Paige. Hey, so here's the deal, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining or bitching here about something.
It's called the rant. What do you mean?
I know. I just don't want to sound petty on this, but I got to. So what happens after the show? So usually the next day I sit at my desk. I do the post production on the podcast, and I go through and I do the timeline for the video. Right, insert all the timeline numbers on the video, and I'll let the video play, and I'll kind of listen back to it. And then after the video goes off, I'm kind of doing other things, and then it automatically, YouTube, it automatically goes to another video of something of similar content. So every once in a while, it'll jump on somebody else's reaction show, right? And it happened to jump on one today, and I'm not going to name names because I'm above that. But this dude, he sits there by himself in his room with all of his toys, and we have our toys, so that's cool. But he sits there and he's got 12,000 viewers live. He's got and.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad. Congratulations to him. I know we're the new kids on the block. I know we've all been doing this for 9 months, right? We put a lot of work and production into this, and I see some guys like this who don't put a lot of work in at all. It was like watching a Trump rally, and I'm going to get more into why I'm bitching about this in a minute. It was like watching a Trump rally. So he sat there for 20 minutes. I watched him. He sat there, and first he bitched about how horrible Raw was. How fucking horrible Raw was, and I couldn't disagree more. Yes, there were bad parts, but I couldn't disagree more. He sat there for 20...
This is the first week both shows got it right.
Right. So he sat there and he bitched for 20 minutes about that. And then after that, he went on about how great he is and how the only reason why he's covering the show is because for you guys, for the fans, and because he's making a little money, too, because he's getting 100 subscribers a show, and he's got all this, that, and the other, and people are tweeting him during shows and this, that, and all kinds of fucking bullshit. And I was watching this and I was getting
Maybe
pissed.
his daddy has Taylor Swift money.
Maybe.
Could be.
I was watching, I was getting pissed for several reasons. One, you know what? It wasn't a bad show. Okay, yes, we demand more as fans, but we have to look at where we have come. It's like the zombie apocalypse. You run out of food because all the food's gone. And all of a sudden one day you come across a dead dog. You know what? I'm starving. I don't want to eat a fucking dog, but I'm going to fucking eat it, and I'm going to enjoy eating it. And I'm not saying Raw is at that level. I'm just saying a couple of years ago, we were watching this product, and we were like, you know what? This is garbage.
Yeah.
Everything they're doing right now is recycled garbage, and they just can't get it right.
Like Daryl with the squirrel.
Right. They're now starting to get the shit right. Are they still learning, growing to get things back to where they should be? Yes, they are. So give them a second on that. Quit being a little impatient bitch. Stop talking about how great you are and you're doing it for the fans while you're sitting. Here's the other thing that bothered me. While you're sitting there fucking reviewing a fucking show and saying how much you don't want to review it. Well, you know why we do this show? We do this show because we enjoy wrestling. We like the product that we do. Yes. Do we criticize SmackDown? Yes. Do we criticize Raw? Do we give them constructive criticism? Yes, we do. But you know what? We do this because we love to do this first and foremost. I love you guys on the chat board. I love you people that listen to us and download us and all that. I do. You guys are fucking awesome, and you've made this experience even better. But to be completely fucking frank and honest with you, I do this because I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm doing something fun, talking about something that I love to talk about. So,
and when we dog something, we justifiably dog it. We say why. We don't just go, that was shit.
And we try to, after criticism and constructively,
Right.
like, here's what you should be doing.
So I just want to say to our fans out there, and I'm so fucking thrilled that we have fans. Reach out to those other people. Because the people that are watching that motherfucker live for an hour and a half or 2 hours, however long he does the show, while he sits there, strokes his dick and talks about how bad shit is, but thanks you for listening to him, giving him money. Stop. Stop fucking watching this guy. Are these people that are like that? Come to somebody like us who puts time and energy into our show, doesn't just sit down in our fucking boxers, strokes herself and talks about how everything sucks and how great you are. Fucking Trump.
Well, it would
jump on. Tell your friends that we are the real deal. We want to come in here and analyze things. We want to have fun. We want to do segments. We want to do all the shit that you fans out there do in your house. So you know what? Fuck that guy. Fuck the other shows. And now, by the way, on his screen, it said hashtag fuck the other guys. No, hashtag fuck you.
And that was your Roadie's rant.
Sorry.
Courtesy of our board operator, the host of Rawsome.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Fuck you. I'm eating. All right, let's go on to the CWC predictions and get something a little more fun. Again, if someone else is dogging some things, then they're not watching everything because CWC is blowing everything out of the water.
God, yes.
And there is not a damn promo that isn't, I'm here to win, because none of them have real rivals. They're all just saying, I'm here to win. Every promo is a package, a video package of how they got here, and then them talking, I want to win. I'm really excited for this opportunity. This could be huge for my career. There's no, I'm going to beat so-and-so, and I'm against so-and-so, and they leave it all in the ring.
Yeah.
It's great matches.
Wait till all this is over for the storyline.
It's professional. It's professional. I'm sorry. I'm still hyped up.
I know you are.
It's this fucking shit pissed me off.
I know. I'm trying to bring you back to something good, something great, like the CWC.
Yeah, it's professional wrestling at its
Frappa.
Yes.
Goose Frappa.
It's professional wrestling at its finest.
All right, so here are the four. And I want each one of us to kind of pick a winner here.
Mm-hmm.
Here are our four. We have Zack Sabre Jr., kind of a technical mat wrestler in the cruiserweight division. We got that amazing Kota Ibushi. I think he could do anything. I don't even know if he has a style other than awesome. We got Gran Metalik, who is a lucha libre style, and he's got a lot more moves, and he looks really sharp. He looks like a next generation Ray in my mind.
That's what I was thinking too.
And then we got T.J. Perkins, the lone American that's in the Final Four here. He just slowly kind of squeaked into that Final Four, and he's just hanging around. He's put on some really good matches, but so did the guy that he was fighting each time.
Right.
Rich Swann. So he was kind of the guy that got over, but he did have some good matches. I haven't seen enough of him to pick him as the winner. For me, I'm going to go Kota Ibushi. I can't see anybody beating him. The stuff that he can do, whether it be submission, high flying, mat wrestling, he can do it all.
Reversals.
Right, and so he could counter most of these other styles, in my opinion.
You know, if I had to book this tournament, I would have booked it a lot differently. And I don't have all the names in front of me to really reference it, but there are four other people I think that I would have, or at least 3 other people. Ibushi would definitely be in my final 4.
Definitely.
But who's the other American that Kota Ibushi beat?
Cedric Alexander.
Alexander?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have had more matches.
Charlotte.
Charlotte Star, absolutely. You know, much love for the Charlotte Star. Jack Gallagher,
the Gentleman Gallagher.
Jack.
I mean, I know he was kind of gimmicky and funny, but he was.
Oh no, he
was a
great.
reversal machine.
Oh my god!
And
some of the things you've never seen before.
And that's the thing about him, Steve, is it was all new stuff. Everything we saw was kind of new. The way he would taunt people and everything, it was just great.
Yeah, and CT saying Zack Sabre Jr. for Cruiserweight champ, and you know I got to be honest with you, he had to grow on me, but he did. He did.
Well, some of the guys, I thought the one thing they did with the Cruiserweight champion is the guys that seemingly lost were the ones showcased in the match they went out on, so that they could advance. And that's why I think, because I feel the same way about Zack Sabre Jr. Brian was, this guy's great, and I'm like, really? And
he's
then
a fucking beanpole,
right?
I mean,
and then
you see him,
and then the I guess the round of 16 in the quarterfinal, I was like,
he's another reversal machine, really. If you think about it,
he could be very good. Medine, who do you got? Who do you pick out of those 4?
Unfortunately, I do not have the funds for cable or internet. Therefore, I do not.
I'll just roll the dice.
I'm going to go with the guy that you picked, though, Adam.
Kota Ibushi?
Yeah, because he just sound. The other guys, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like the other 3 need to win. Just like Cedric Alexander, and Jack Gallagher. They're already over.
They're going to be on. They're going to be on the
exactly.
roster,
They're going to be on the roster.
Well, Cedric's already
they don't
signed.
have to win.
Yeah, you're right. Name ID gives them a head up over like Kota Ibushi.
Absolutely. Yeah. So somebody like that who's dynamic in his wrestling style, but is not as well known to the fans, needs that championship or trophy, whatever they're giving them, in order to
just so we know,
them.
Kota Ibushi is fighting TJ Perkins, and on the other side, it's Gran Metalik versus Zack Sabre Jr. Gran Metalik has already signed. We know for him for sure.
Well, Jonathan was a little analytical comment here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing about
analytical.
Analytical. Good call. Zack Sabre Jr. can't carry a match. He needs equal talent to put on a good match.
Well, we've seen equal talent, so we don't know. We don't know if that's true or not.
And the question is, will Raw's Cruiserweight division be a division of pure talent, or will they throw some fucking jobbers in here and there?
Well, because Steve said it just a second ago. Zack Sabre Jr. is all about reversals.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have a guy that can deliver the move, how's he going to reverse it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very simple math there.
Yeah.
Who do you got, Rob?
Okay, who's the first match?
The first match, on one side, it's Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gran Metalik.
Okay.
And on the other side, it's Kota Ibushi versus TJ Perkins.
I'm gonna go Ibushi and Sabre Jr. in the finals. I think that, and again, Ibushi for name ID. They want to build his name ID because I think they signed him in NXT. I'm not positive about that.
He's a strong. I mean, one of his styles is strong style.
And Zack Sabre Jr. I think you've got to, and maybe to Jonathan's point and the point of the beanpole look. You know, he doesn't have the look of a wrestler. Maybe you have to push him to the finals to get him that viewership, to get people say, okay, I'm sold on a dude, bring him on.
Well, see, the reason I think that is because I think Kota Ibushi's obviously going to go to the finals, and Gran Metalik's already signed. To go to Mike's point, that they don't need it.
CT says TJ Perkins is fucking dumb when he dabs during moves. I could not agree more. And I live in Charlotte, the home of Cam Newton.
Yeah, it is the one. Yeah, I'm so sick of dabs. The
dab is dead. Von Miller killed it.
Ugh. Yeah, well, he killed him. Helmet to helmet. Steve, what do you got?
Well,
who's your winner?
My common sense makes me think that T.J. Perkins will win because he's the only American. But
wow. Okay.
I'm not going to say that though. I'm gonna go with Ibushi and Sabre in the finals. Sabre winning as well.
Oh, the white guy won.
All right.
I want to say that CT said my promo is better than Miz versus Bryan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they named that person, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, they know the person?
Oh yeah.
The marks out there in the universe aren't just listening to us. A lot of them compare and find who they like.
Yeah.
And that's why we feel privileged of the ones that have chosen
thank
us.
you, listeners.
Yes.
I need an official pick, Mister. You're being too politician like over there.
You picked the finals, but you didn't pick one.
Yeah, can
You're
you
being very Medine over there.
You put Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi in the finals. Who's your winner?
I'm gonna go with my head and not my heart. And with my head, I'm gonna say Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay,
yeah.
He's going against the grain, and we'll get Kiera, we'll get Bob and Brian's picks off air, and anybody else who wants to chime in with their picks.
Yeah,
feel free to do so. That's gonna take us, guys, to another end of a great show with our final thoughts. Rob, have you calmed down enough to go to final thoughts, or should I start with Steve?
Start with Stevie.
All right, Stevie, what do you got?
Well, it's hard to top Rob's rant there, but I'm going to just mention somebody that showed up on the show tonight we didn't really talk about, and he's going to influence the roster too, is Kurt Hawkins. He had a little video promo tonight.
Where's he going to influence the roster?
I don't know. It's somewhere. He's going to be on SmackDown, right?
Well, they've been teasing him for weeks.
So I don't know how that's going to play out, but it'll add some more wrinkles to things to give us some more talking points at least.
Did you know he can count? He's counted to infinity twice.
Yeah, he can scare clocks and it not ticking. Yeah. So we'll see.
That's totally. Before we go on to Medine's final thoughts, Steve, don't you feel like they're giving him like the Chuck Norris
Norris treatment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris's tears can cure cancer, but he never cries.
Chuck Norris didn't do a promo with his head between his legs and looking. You had to see it. It's stupid.
Underneath Chuck Norris's beard is another fist. All those stupid jokes. Kurt Hawkins, they're totally giving him that. Medine, final thoughts.
My final thought goes to the Orton-Wyatt feud. It almost seems like they don't know who to squash or who to put over. They're trying to make both guys look strong, but they're making both guys look weak.
And you had to have Rowan come out and save your ass.
Right, but it just seems like when Bray's on the cusp of something good happening, they take it away from him. Tonight, when he did the what I like to call the Undertaker, disappearing act, and appeared
he's totally stolen that.
Right, he's completely jacked that. But he shows up by the announce table. Okay, Randy's surprised. He disappears again. It was a perfect opportunity when Rowan appeared for Bray to also be in the ring and take advantage.
They didn't use it.
They didn't use it. He had a good match at the pay-per-view with Kane. It was a decent match for no DQ. He should have won that match. That would have put him over. Randy could have RKO'd him after the match. I guess costing in the match brings that.
It's Triple H over there.
It brings him forward, but, when we go to No Mercy, how many of us are really going to care about that feud?
All right. He's chopping the table and all sorts of stuff over there. Good points. I started losing it when all I could look at was your hand hitting the table.
Sparks coming.
My pyro.
The thing that pisses me off the most is that on our Backlash reaction show, I gave Bob props for the argument that I gave against him about, Bray can't stand on his own. He's still not standing alone. He said 1 week after we no longer saw Rowan, whatever, and I should have listened to Medine because Medine goes, well, they still do dark shows together. And I'm like, well, at least they're keeping their characters apart on live TV. Nope. We're right back where Bray started, where he's been the last 2 years, with somebody else to take the pops, nobody to get the victories that represents him, and just flush him down the toilet.
Right.
Rob, what do you got? Final thoughts?
First, I want somebody to look into this. I heard a rumor about Orton doing a dark match at SmackDown, after SmackDown.
Tonight?
That's the rumor I heard. So if that's true, we got to discuss that, because that takes a lot of shit and throws it out the window we talked about last night. Here we go. I'm going to tilt my hand to the chat board, and then I'll do mine. Jonathan Duran, his final thoughts are, number one, I'm rooting for Honda Mitsubishi to win and fuck John Cena. To win CWC, and then he says final thoughts, fuck James Ellsworth and fuck John Cena. CT says we wanted Kurt with a K, not with a C. Vince, you motherfucker.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan. That's an excellent point.
Upload test, final thought, Vince McMahon, Cena back to save SmackDown. Wow. Well, there may be something to that. I won't deny that.
It's not like it's on the WB.
Right. My final thought is, and I just want to piggyback on my rant and just clarify something. I am not looking to create a YouTube streaming war, okay? I'm not looking to start having, like, a battle with this fucking guy, okay? I don't have enough respect for him to do that. I just want to say...
We're not doing, like, shots fired like Bischoff saying, don't go watch Mankind. We're not doing that. We're just saying, come watch it.
The fans the wrestling fans now are smart enough to pick who they want to hear. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and do this and that. I'm just saying I think he's lame, and I think he disrespects what we do out of the love of doing it. Because he sits there and talks about the only reason he did it so he can get his money. We don't make a dime.
Does he also do a podcast or just strictly YouTube?
I don't care enough to look at it, honestly, Steve. I don't know. But it was a good segment where he's I'm going to do this just so I can get paid. And I just want to say, we don't make a dime. No. We've had one patron, Timmy, gave us $5 one time, and
a bottle,
and a bottle to drink for our anniversary show.
Which, by the way, fans out there, we appreciate that kind of stuff too. We're not just looking for money.
But we have our commercial for our crowdfunding, and if nobody gives, it doesn't fucking matter.
We're still going to do it.
We still do this because we love to do it. That's all I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is, if you do this, if you do podcasts, and again, I know we've only been doing it for 9 months. I know that. I know we're the new kids on the block. And we've watched our numbers rise slowly, but they rise. And we appreciate that. But we're not doing this for money. We're not doing this because we feel obligated to do this. If none of us wanted to do it, we wouldn't fucking do it, right? We would not fucking do it. I'm just saying. And I don't want to start a war. I'm just saying. You know, do you want to listen to the guys who take a lot of time to produce their show like we do, who actually give a fuck about the product and care, who have knowledge and like having fun? Or do you want to listen to the guy who just talks shit about his product all night and then ask you to give him give him money? That's your decision to make. So I'm not doing shots fired. I don't want to. If somebody tells him that we talk shit about him and he talks about us on our show, good. That plugs us. I don't fucking care. You know, I'm just saying I'm above saying his name because I don't have enough respect for him. All he does is stops watching Raw, sits at his computer, turns the camera on, and talks shit. So if that's what you want,
and he doesn't even have a counterpoint because he's all alone.
Right. That's what, so you know. Let's see. CT says you guys are my favorite pro wrestling podcast. Thank you, CT. Thank you very much for that. It does mean a lot to us.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, upload test shots fired related recommended channel equals many subs. Yay. Jonathan Page facts her breast can stop at fire. Her smile can change time. When she twerks, 100 murderers die. And I'll donate a Page photo one day.
Hey, I'm looking up this dark match stuff to see if I could find anything. I didn't really find anything for tonight.
Yeah.
I did find that all 3 hours of Raw last night dipped below 3 million viewers, which is the first time since the brand split.
Yeah, I noticed they didn't promote their ratings lately.
Yeah, and it's because you know. Actually, that's a great point, Steve. You know how they used to do in the
we
coming
did better
back
than
from
these
commercials?
shows.
Yeah. We ranked, did you know SummerSlam ranked higher than this and this and this?
Yeah.
They haven't ranked higher, so they can't brag about it.
They've been talking about their online content lately.
Right.
Yeah.
We streamed more than,
And again, they're in a regrowing phase.
Of
you know,
course.
they're reinventing themselves in a new era. And
they're
it's very
trying to
visible.
find their new top
Their niche
top talent.
market.
And I think personally, in 6 months from now, I think both brands are going to kind of have some more shit figured out. And maybe that's because the old man's going to start to take the grip off a little bit.
But don't you think, though, Rob, if we put CWC and the Cruiserweights on SmackDown, we could now actually have an even battle? Because we're already at 3-2. Now you're going to be at 4-2. I know you're not going an extra hour, but adding that makes you have like 4 now.
The USA Network is going to dictate a lot of that.
I think that the Raw's big up on SmackDown right now is just star power. I think that's mainly what it is. I mean, I haven't been watching SmackDown.
Healthy star power.
Right, I haven't been watching enough of SmackDown to really see all the storylines, but star power to me is the big thing. Upload Test did say the first 3.
And creative obviously has their shit together too. That's a big thing.
And you need to remember too that Upload Test brought up the point that when you talk about the ratings right now, we are dealing with the first week of Monday Night Football.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, football has come in, so the ratings are going to drop.
So actually, that is a completely bullshit statement then about it dropping in viewers. It dropped in viewers because this was the first week of Monday Night Raw. He's got it absolutely right.
Right. And I'll just do these real quick and I'll be done. Jonathan, I hate those dumbasses. WWE, did you know facts? I'm not sure what that means, Jonathan, but I appreciate the chime in. And Upload, Love and Hip Hop beat them. Otherwise, it's just because of the Monday Night Football game.
Ouch.
And Love and Hip Hop won 18-40 demo.
Wow. Way to come with the facts.
18-40. Wow, good facts test.
Love and Hip Hop. What the hell is that?
It's a show that Kira. It's a show that Kira makes me watch from time to time.
Oh wow!
Your
man card just went away.
It is a reality show that is completely fucking scripted, and it's garbage.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my final thought.
Go ahead. Sorry.
My final thought is actually pretty simple. I'm going to give a nod to my partner to the right here, Mr. Roadie. Basically, lately. And actually, I'll give a little throw to Steve too. Steve panders more to the marked out universe, trying to get somebody to help him get a job in creative. But he's right a lot too. The thing is, I don't know if with your rant, if somebody's competing with us, if somebody's going off on anything else. I've never seen this other show. I don't know if he's giving anything constructive or not. I know that we give a lot of good construction, and it seems lately that. Maybe they just don't like me because I'm an asshole. Maybe they can't tell when Steve talks because he usually throws something subtle in underneath the rest of us. Or maybe it's just because Rob's rant is so damn loud that the rest of us aren't allowed to pop the mics that way.
Right.
But very simply, somebody at Creative is listening to us. Somebody's trying to hold on to their
Seems
job.
like they're listening.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, we thought of that.
And I'm not trying to toot our own horn. It's one thing to predict a match and go, hey, so-and-so is going to win this. I do that all the time on Raw and SmackDown in the middle of it. Steve does it a ton. All of us have done it a ton. But when we go on to, hey, like, we should do this with a character and we should say this about a character and breaking the fourth wall and stuff, Rob's been hitting home runs lately. And somebody out there in creative owes Rob part of their salary, which will make us fund it, and we don't care after that.
Right.
Then we could just do a great show.
Trending on the chat board, hashtag Steve for Creative.
Steve for Creative.
Rob, too. I mean, just all of us.
No,
marked
no.
out for creative.
Yeah.
Again, we're just smart marks having a good time.
Right, but it's really funny that, like, the things that we've been saying lately that are not just predictions of matches or prediction of who's going to be the next contender. It's easy to go, yeah, he's next in line. Yeah, they're going to fight next. And, oh, yeah, that's the rivalry that's going to happen. That's easy to see the writing on the wall. To call out the things that you've been calling out, hey, don't let him be one of those boyhood dream champions. Get him up off his feet. And there you go. Hunter picks him up immediately, doesn't let him do that.
Right.
Apollo, stop smiling. Dolph gets on Talking Smack. Hey, Apollo shouldn't
And
smile
it
so
could
much.
It could be a 100% coincidence.
Oh, it could be. But
It probably.
But it is lining up a lot more and more and more lately, and it makes me think that somebody at Creative owes you part of their paycheck, Rob.
Well, I will definitely take it.
Jonathan's
Very,
going
very
to ask you to, talk about Paige then, and maybe she should get back on the show.
Yeah, I think Jonathan, if we ever get Paige as a guest somehow, and now that she's not potentially not
we have to
with
ban
them,
Jonathan on that show.
right? I mean, like, or make it so that there is no way that she can see whatever Jonathan is typing, because she will be like, wait, what kind of show is this?
Stalker.
Yeah. Jonathan will just be typing his phone number over and over again. Call me. Yeah, we'll get you record Skypes of his junk. That'll be great.
Oh, God.
No.
All right, so tune in next week for another episode of Smarkdown on Tuesday. Same time, we're kind of go live a little bit after Talking Smack ends. And then also, don't forget on Monday, Rawsome is going to cover Raw, and they're getting closer to their Clash of Champions.
Yes.
Which will be their first pay-per-view since the split. So tune in next time. Same Smart time, same Smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Show me the money.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kiara from Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Since Royal Rumble 2016, we have been striving to bring you an entertaining smart mark perspective from the world of professional wrestling. What we do is a labor of love, but new equipment and segments cost time and money. If you have enjoyed our show, we ask that you become a patron and donate what you can to help us continue to improve and grow week to week. Make a donation and we will let you pick a topic or join us for a segment of the broadcast. It's real easy. Go to markedoutwrestling.com and click on the Be a Patron link at the top. We thank you in advance for anything you can do to help. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.
Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker!